Good morning everybody, how you doing? My name is Phil Wilkinson. I am a freelance photographer. I do sort of commercial work, but also I do work for newspapers and press, which has been my sort of background for 30 years. This morning I'm up on Lauder Moor, which is in the Scottish borders. It spans between Lauder and Stow, and every year around August time you get this beautiful purple heather surrounding the landscape. So I'm up here regularly, early mornings, evenings, photographing sheep or grouse, anything that's up here when I'm out and about at the end of my day or start of my day. I've had a wee phone call from a contact who I've photographed a few times, called Kenny Young, who releases racing pigeons for South Ayrshire. Called me quick and said he was up here, so jumped in my car, grabbed my Nikon Z7 and a Viltrox 20mm 2.8 lens, which I've had for a wee while. I usually have a lot more kit with me, of course, but I've been up in Edinburgh during the festival, had a wee night out, and left my kit at my friend's house for safety. So this is all I've got at the moment. But it's actually the perfect lens, wide angle, nice and fast. The Z7, it's been out for a good few years, but still a brilliant camera to use. And it's my go-to sort of holiday camera, or just one that I know is always going to do a good job for me. Big file size, great features and landscape camera. It's going to be a very quick shoot, because as you can imagine, when pigeons are released, they're gone in a matter of seconds, racing back to their homes. So Kenny's just getting the lorry ready to release the pigeons, which is going to be in a couple of minutes. Tell us just quickly about what you're doing today, about the pigeons, and yeah, what it's all about.
We've got on the whole Ayrshire, which takes in from basically Dalry right round the borders of Ayrshire. There's approximately 2,000 pigeons on this morning, young pigeons. It's only that some of them will be their first race. Average mileage into Ayrshire to the centre of the Fed will probably be about 70 miles, ranging up to maybe 90 miles. This is their first race, and they'll race as youngsters right out to Catterick, which is approximately 130 miles.
So how long have you been doing this, and how long have you been involved?
I've been involved with pigeons possibly most of all my life, because my father had them before me. I've been on the transporter basically since I was 17. We'll not go into how long that is, but it's been a long while. And it's basically from the last weekend in April straight through to the first weekend in September every year. We race from, this is my first race point, which is, I say, 60 to 80 miles, and the furthest race point is a place called Alencon in France, which is approximately about 500 miles into Ayrshire. Elaboration, we set a time in the morning with my race controller, who does a line of flight, checks certain places on the road en route to me. We decide a time. This morning it's going to be 8:45. Basically the routine is get up, set a time, cut all my strings, and then deliberate at that time and the race back into Ayrshire. And basically it is the quickest one wins. Basically it's really as simple as that. It works on a velocity, and usually the quickest one wins the race.
So I'm going to get myself in position. Basically I'm shooting very low down, low to the ground, shooting up at the pigeons so that they fly over my head, and hopefully I'll get this sort of sky full of pigeons, which is, I've done it a few times before and it generally works really well. The 20mm is a great lens for this, nice and wide. Get that sort of big wide vista of the sky with the clouds and the blue sky. And the great thing about doing this shoot, which I've done a couple of times before, as I said, is that it always has to be on a good day, because the pigeons need clear vision to fly back. So as far as the shots go, I'm going to be shooting on a fast shutter speed, at least 1,000, maybe more. I'll try and keep my aperture probably to around f8, because I'm trying to get a good depth of field to get things sharp at front, but also at the back. But with a 20mm lens, that's not a problem. And of course, just shoot probably 4 or 5 frames a second. I think the Nikon Z7 does about 6 frames a second, so I'll put it onto its max high speed setting and just shoot away. As I say, it'll be probably 3 or 4 seconds of shooting and then it's done. Off we go, back to Ayrshire. Oh, a couple of late ones. Oh, look at them now, look at that. Can you hear the sound? But yeah, just back to the camera. Z7, I think it's been out at least 10 years. I think it was well, Nikon's first sort of jump into mirrorless when they were sort of catching up with Sony and other brands that were coming onto the market doing that sort of thing. And it's always done me well. It's probably done about 200,000 plus shots, but keeps on going. Great camera, great camera. And the Viltrox 20mm, ridiculously cheap for what it is. You know, it's about, I think it's about £150, maybe less. And for a 20mm lens of 2.8, that's insane. And I've used it I've used it quite a lot for landscapes and some video work as well. It does a great job, and you know, for the cost, you can't really go wrong, really, you can't. So that's me done now. It literally just took a few seconds, and it was great to see the birds as it took off over my head. This sound, I can't really describe what the sound it was. I think I've captured some of it on the audio on my phone, so you might have heard it. But yeah, I plan to do more of these little videos of the things that I shoot from day to day. It's just my first journey into YouTube. I spend lots of time looking at other YouTube videos for lens reviews and things like that. So I thought, well, I'll have a go and see how we get on. Yeah, so I hope you liked this short video, and fingers crossed we'll get some success in the newspapers, and look forward to hearing your comments, and let me know what you think about what I'm doing. All the best.